ETH Zurich researchers discover new security vulnerability in Intel processors. So there's a new class of vulnerabilities in Intel processors. You can see that this one was from only a little while ago, allowing them to break down barriers between different users of a processor using carefully crafted instruction sequences. How does this work? If you look at how it works, I'm going to skip down because I've pre-read all this. So if you don't know what a branch predictor is, essentially what happens is that your code, when code executes on your machine, so from a consumer perspective, let's say you don't know anything about programming, what has to happen is that the CPU has to determine where you're likely to end up so that it can ensure that all the processes required inside of that CPU to make that path as fast as possible for you, it can like preset that up. It's a preparatory mechanism. So we'll look at the code that's running on a game. Let's say you're like Grand Theft Auto, right? And you're constantly, I don't know, driving a car. You drive a car. I'm just using it as a really dumb example, just so that it's like a little bit higher level. And the CPU will have to go and detect that, right? So right here, this is it. So let me just pull up right here. There's the article, ETH Zurich, right, from May 13th. Then we just go down to here. And so what'll happen is that you're going to have the CPU try and guess to the best of its ability, and sometimes it can guess quite accurately, where you're going to end up in a certain chain of events. There are branch predictors for things that a privileged user has access to. So let's say there's a file in your system that only a person should have access to if they have the right credentials. An unprivileged user will also benefit from this branch prediction mechanism insofar as they can DDoS the CPU. Yeah, they DDoS the CPU with an attack that reads the context of the branch predictor. Because it's a shared branch predictor in a lot of cases, they can literally trigger the reading of the branch as it is attempting to predict. Of the predictor as it is attempting to predict the branch. And if they catch it at the right moment, they can discern the data that the branch predictor has access to from the privileged user to determine where it's going to end up, and the unprivileged user can read that data. When they DDoS this, they can get an output, a readout speed of over 5,000 bytes per second, which means that overall, they can get an entire data set of all the data that the branch predictor has access to, because the branch predictor is not locked into are you privileged or are you not privileged? So this is one mechanism that has been found to be a flaw inside of CPUs that exist right now, and it's not a hard one to initiate. The fix is BIOS operating systems or, updates. So I guess make sure you're kind of like up to date to that, right?